When you say high carbon,
Oh yeah.
what does that actually mean?
Means anything hyper-eutectoid. So with enough.
What? You can't say a more complex word
I
to
can.
explain
I
something
can.
less.
Pulling the
What are
doctor
you, an
card on you.
academic?
Sweet, sweet. Go. Is that end hot?
I don't know.
Yeah, kind of. Back and forth. Wiggle. 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 All right, so we're all done chopping. We're going to be making some knives. Or something. Knives and hooks. Hooks and knives.
Knives and hooks and knives.
I'm speed hooking. I didn't bring a drift, so probably going to do a nail drive.
Yeah.
Although I guess I could make a drift. Ah! Why is that forearm so much longer than that one, even without the hand, Sam?
Part gorilla.
Oh, all right, that makes sense. But only that.
Only half.
One
Only
half gorilla. What doing? What doing?
Could use that.
For what?
Try a pineapple twist. And then turn it into a hook.
Sure. Pineapple.
Oh, yeah.
Pineapple rond.
It's been a while since I did a pineapple twist.
Here's a question for you. How you gonna twist it?
All right, normal hook.
Yeah, I was like, give me anything about it.
I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah. Wonder if I should bash something flat and then use the other side. Do you mind holding mine while I sledge again? Just for my own enjoyment?
Smash.
Yeah,
Can be
smash it.
smash.
Oh, that's fine. Thanks.
Yeah.
Feel free to lob questions, insults, whatever you got. My feelings! The steel may be tough, but my heart isn't.
It's like as soon as you put it on the anvil, you can't see the heat anymore.
Yeah, it's the sun. Just deletes it. Deletes it. Do you mind holding mine for a...
Yeetus, deletus.
We're going to have to quench that at some point. It's starting to get hot. I'm going to grab it. Big boy? Would you grab my knife?
Your knife?
Yeah. I'm going to draw out the tang, which is the end you're not grabbing.
That side?
Yeah. Just give me it straight. Can you 90 degrees it? One more. Thank you. Woo. Let me know if you want me to hold yours or whatever. What do you make it?
A butter knife. Super sharp butter knife.
A red hot butter knife. Let's see, can I twist this? Just by using pure force of willpower. What do you think?
Actually, yeah, probably.
Yeah, it worked.
I like it.
Dang ya.
So twisted. I like life.
Call me Johnny Two Tongues, baby. All right. Now I got a nice spot to grab. Start working on the blade. Always make yourself a grab spot first.
I have grab spots. I call them love handles.
Oh, God. Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, the top of the thing is hot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll turn this baby down a little bit. Knife, 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 knife. I'm blocking the shot. I'm just standing in front of the camera every time.
Why you do this?
Your back.
Well, there was a camera there and there was a camera there. Yeah, it's just my sweaty back going, knife, knife, knife. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
How did we get here?
I think the list of what is not wrong is shorter.
Hello. Doing pretty well. How you doing? We're making knives and hooks. Because you got to make something that's family friendly, you know.
Nice.
And then weapons. They're both weapons. Like, you could kill with either.
What's that?
That one's the hook.
Toothpick.
A toothpick. Oh my god.
Nah, it's
9
gonna
out
be
of
a
10
hook. I'm
dentists.
just making like a really long hook. Well, yeah, I showed you all the railroad spike knives when I was overcooking them because I was trying to get that crystalline structure to just
Trying to get burnt steel on the surface.
yeah.
I mean, if it works, it works.
It's so pretty.
If it works, it works.
What is this part of the process?
This is called preforming. I'm making something that doesn't really look like a knife or like the knife I'm going to make in the end, but when I bevel it and forge my edge and point, it'll pull itself into the shape I want. Because if I basically made this, if I made this shaped exactly like the knife I wanted without beveling my edge and then beveled it, it would bend like a banana. So you have to curve it the wrong way slightly. So when you bevel it, it comes back straight. Little bird talons. Caw-caw!
I imagine if it becomes too hot too quickly, you will have fucked up your template shape here. How do you know?
Not too bad. Heat at this point isn't too hard because the tempering and the heat treat cycles where I'll fix any sort of grain growths or anything that happen. So other than the carbon loss that happens on the surface of the steel, I don't really have to worry much about anything. It won't deform or misshape at heat. Like if I'm doing a sword and I'm forging it and I get it too hot and I pull it out, it'll droop to the floor because it's too hot. But this is not long enough to do anything like that. So it's mostly just don't get it to 2300 degrees and melt it or burn the carbon really deeply out of it.
Although it's really fun when you do get to that point because it just like crackles and sparkles.
With the coal?
Yeah, it turns into a spark. Like you pull it out and it's just sparkling and it's like, I just lost half my knife.
Yeah. Some people go, wow, cool, and Smiths go, no, my steel.
I do both.
Yeah, right.
I do both. I pull it out and I'm like, no, but it's so pretty.
Well, like when I get this thing done, I'll have lost probably, I'm forging really, really close. So when I get it, I'll be at about 92% finished here. I'll chop extra off before I turn it into the handle. And then the grinding won't remove too much because I'll leave the forge scale just so people can go, wow, cool, forge scale. But like making that sword and just constantly forge welding billets of Damascus over and over again and over and over again and over and over again, especially at those heats, you're just shedding scale. It's such...
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I started with this 24 pounds of steel making my sword. And when I was done just making it into Damascus billets, I had 16 pounds.
Yeah.
And then when I finished grinding, I have 3 pounds, a little under, 2 point.
That's a lot of grinding.
Yeah. So with the Damascus, you can't shape it all the way down because of the way I planned the pattern. I had to forge it to that shape of the exact sword I wanted with the pattern running through it and then grind, or I would have deformed my pattern and it would have looked a lot more random than that. So, to each other.
Oh no!
Especially. Nice. Grass quench. Grass quench. We invented it. It's for druid blades. It's vitally important for the mystical steels.
What do I even do with this thing? What do I do with this?
What is this going to be?
It's supposed to be a really big hook.
A big hook.
I'm gonna keep it out of the forge for a
It's
bit.
not very hook shaped.
Listen, you.
Handle time. If I had brought all the tools, I was going to try an X-ray knife, but I forgot to bring it.
Fuck is an X-ray knife?
This guy named Lynn Ray made a cool new blacksmithing knife style a couple of years ago that no one had ever seen before. It's actually like a new advancement. It's pretty interesting. And he calls it the X-ray because his last name is Ray. So the blacksmith knife is like a blade, and then the blade just shrinks into the small piece of metal and it curves around to make a handle. Making it for 1,000 years, literally. So it's just one piece of metal, and you just grab that curlicue, and then the blade pops out here. Just
The
for
knife that you guys made at that fair that I was at.
Yep.
One of you made it.
so you can just hang on your belt, hang on, whatever.
I think it was Scott.
I think it was.
I pay attention.
You do. And so what he did was
I don't know what day it is, but I remember a knife you guys made years ago.
that works. That works.
Yeah, it's got a cool little curve back around. It's neat.
So now what he did was the bottom of the blade he turns into a little post, and he pops a hole at the end of the rat tail piece, and then puts it through and rivets it. So it gets hard, and it's actually a really interesting design. It makes, because normally the problem with blacksmith knives is that the bend, that little piece flexes, and it's like,
It's not structurally sound.
Exactly.
There's no reason for it to keep that shape.
and so he invented this little thing, and everyone was like, wow, that's actually really badass, way to go.
Why can't you do that now? What do you need?
A chisel and a drift, and I forgot to bring them.
What? A drift?
A drift. A drift, it's
Like Tokyo drift?
exactly, yeah.
You need a Tokyo chisel and a Tokyo drift?
Any sort of punch that is designed to work hot steel and comes to a cylindrical, tapered cylinder, like a mandrel. And you punch it through so you can change hole sizes and stuff. So you'd make a hole on the bottom and you pop the thing out. I might still try something similar and then just. I could do a wrap. Hey, that'd be cool.
Make a tool
Yes.
now.
Yeah, I was thinking
to
about it.
do
I
that
actually
thing that you
was. That little piece of steel right there. I could just turn that into a drift and then just do it. There was my favorite story, absolute favorite story, during the Great Depression. They were trying to figure out how to make people get trades and to bring back the economy to the U.S. And they had the head of the American Blacksmith Association come before Congress. And they were like, we need you to take on apprentices and start teaching. And his actual response was, ain't nothing to teach. You get it hotter in hell and beat the devil out of it. And then he just left.
That's really quiet. I thought that would be a lot louder of a ring.
See that thing on the side? You shove magnets on the horn in the back, and it deadens the ring from traveling to those, because those will go bing.
Those are the. I gotcha.
Also, it's an old anvil, so you can actually see that line in the metal on the top.
Yeah, that's the hardened top.
Yeah, so it's 3 or 4 different pieces of metal all welded together. So those are quiet ones. I have one in my shop that when you hit it, it like ding,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh god.
What does additional really do for you?
Depends on where it's allocated, but generally in the body, it means that physically speaking, you like that? You're hitting the steel twice every time you hit it. When you strike the steel, the force of the anvil hammer goes through the steel, down into the anvil, bounces off the anvil, comes back up and hits the bottom of the piece. So the bigger your anvil is, the more force is rebounded back for you. So I have a pretty soft anvil at the shop that is just a chunk of cube. It's just a 300-pound cube. And when you hit, it just hurls the hammer back at you. Like, boing! And it's just like, oh, Jesus. It's so good. Move that belly. I went off beat. I lost the beat, I'm sorry. Fires are always cool, but except when they're hot.
It was neat.
Yeah, no, call it a bitch.
Bitch.
See, this is making my fucking week right now.
What? The Jiggy Puffs?
Glad you don't regret hanging out.
Jigglypuff is a menace. It shows up, sings everyone to sleep, and then goes, you fuckers fell asleep! Like, you did that. Yeah.
How difficult would it be for me to set up something like this on my
I mean, yeah, buy
That's what I
the.
really want.
You can buy the box.
You buy the box.
It doesn't come with the refractor in it.
Well,
So
then-
you just put in like a little cardboard tube spacer and make a cardboard box that fits in, and then pour refractory all around it. And then you just shove the Venturis in. This is just firewall that we stuffed in.
Okay.
The box I think was $200,
Okay.
and then the refractory was $50 for the bag.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
not
really not. And you just find YouTubes everywhere of how to do it and everything.
bad. Sweet.
So you can buy some of them completely pre-made, like Forge Master. We'll send you one with all the bricks and everything in it and ready to rock, but they're like $450,
See, this is the shit that I
$500.
need to chase down.
Yeah.
If I'm actually gonna like stop having this be like, you know, a concept and actually more reality.
Let's go. What am I doing here? Wrong tongue. I want to hit a spot, but I can't hit it very
What are
easily.
you trying to get?
Oh, I'm just having fun with it. I'm making a blacksmith knife.
Which
With-
spot are you trying to get?
Yeah, you'll see right there.
Oh, you're trying to flatten the backhand.
I'm actually trying to pull out a post is what we're doing here. So there's a new style of blacksmith knife called the X-ray knife. Can I get a strike from you on this next one?
Can I get a what?
It's going to be totally not that. So you're going to use that boy? The wrought iron? And we're going to be real specific here. Don't hit me in the hand. Gentle baps.
Okay. So like,
Yeah.
okay.
So you're going to be like, what are you doing, Jonathan? Put this on here. Strike my hammer face, please. Go. A little heavier. One more. Go. Yeah, go. Yeah, go. One more. Come on. Keep it up. Nice. All right, thanks. I'm getting somewhere. Making a thing look like a thing, like a thing, and a thing.
A thing in?
What's up? Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I trust anybody enough.
I trust him. I trust probably him and Jonas, I think, to not murder me while smithing and swinging hammers. Most other people, I wouldn't put my knuckles that close to things.
It's too manic.
You think?
He'll kill you and not even realize. Is it too curly? Too Tim Burton?
No. It's too thick. But the amount of time to draw it out the way I'd want to, we don't have right now.
Right.
So it's one of those. So when I'm thinking about using a knife, I'm just like, if I was holding this, how easy can I flip it around and slash?
Right.
So
But it's not a sword, it's a knife.
yeah.
It's
So
gotta do knife things. It's
yeah, and I also just like spinning them.
Right. There's a coolness factor here.
It's like a fidget spinner.
Yep.
For me, just spinning knives.
So this one would be too club-like. It
Ah.
wouldn't be quick.
I would actually want it to come out, and now looking at it, I want this tip to curl back out.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So
Get real
now I'm trying to think of how to do that. So I'm like,
within the next 2 hours.
yeah. Because also I was like, well, because I was just gonna curl it in on itself, but it's just too blunt to do a good Fibonacci fucking spiral type thing with a nice even. So
Get your knife off my knife.
Just in general.
You knife stacking? You stacking knives, young man?
listen, I like
In the
putting.
moment, it's okay to stay.
I love putting my blade on your tang, baby.
I got Goblin to explain part of his process right in front of the camera.
Oh, there's a camera.
Aha! Ha! To be a craftsman in front of everybody.
Fuck!
Anyway, yeah. So the pokey in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's going fine.
It's going pretty good now that I. Oh no, I made a punch.
You made a punch.
Yeah, I made a punch.
How long did that take?
45 minutes maybe.
Is that a common occurrence where you'll realize you don't have a tool that you need and you're like, well,
Yes. Yeah, blacksmithing is one of the guy that I started with ferrying. One of his jokes was, you're a smith when you make a tool to make a tool to make a tool. Because you just realize you don't have quite the shape you need, so you make a tool, and then you're like, I need a tool to make that thing, so I gotta make let me make that, and that, and then that, and go.
This is a fond memory of a very fun time.
Test.
core memory.
Oh, look.
John, what do you think? I was just saying that the concept of that's pretty funny, but that's dumb. It's like what your whole household runs on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuel, that power.
Yeah, it really is.
It's very
actually.
endearing.
I mean, have you seen the
It's
Magic
funny.
games?
Yes,
It's funny,
I have.
but it's
I've been a
stupid.
part of them. They're funny and dumb.
Alright, do you mind?
Oh, okay.
Well, let's do it here actually first.
Okay, I do the bunk. You tell me bunk.
Bump, bump.
Bunk, bunk, bunk.
2 more light ones. 2 more heavy ones.
Bunk.
Let me teach you bad. Let me teach you bad. Let me teach you bad. Guess I gotta forge it. Alright, I can do this. I can do this. I got this. This can happen. I can do this.
I got this. You got it? I got it.
Come over to the edge a little bit. Jablin. Big strike. Go. Again. Yes. Thank you. Yep. Thank you, Sam. Happy to help. Get. Fuck. Get out. Get out. No. Get out. You little bastard.
No. As metal cools, it shrinks.
It's not hot. We're fine. We're gonna be fine. Everybody, don't worry about it. And so I used my own tongs as a pritchel plate, which is just a thing with a bunch of assorted sized holes in it so that you can drift through. And the hook I made earlier in the day to punch a hole that was having a hard time punching.
Okay.
Because my drift was too high carbon and also too burnt to do the job. Almost done. About. Yeah, literally, I'm literally doing that. Not even a joke. This is what's happening over here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I started on coal. I used coal for like 8 years. It sucks.
What sucks about it?
The heavy metal poisoning.
I imagine is it harder to get as hot as you would like to work?
It actually gets too hot too fast, too quickly.
Really?
Yeah, you can so quickly when you're heating coal, it'll just turn white hot and melt your steel. And you're like, propane, I love this. You just turn it on. I could like walk away for an hour and come back and it's forged the same temperature. Yeah, controllable, but you create a lot more fire scale. The propane molecule's got a bunch of hydrogen in it. So when it burns, it mixes with the oxygen in the forge and turns into technically water vapor at 2,000 degrees. And so it slams into the surface of the steel and just power rusts it. And coal, charcoal is the best, but coal, there's so much carbon in it that it actually absorbs oxygen from the area and burns it away and takes it out. So you actually have a lower oxygen environment.
I mean, induction is already going to have like coil.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know about that.
I'm not a magnetologist. I'm a magnetonomist.
Who even knows about magnets?
Yeah.
Quantum scientists
Yeah.
knows
Well,
about
yeah.
ICP. We just talked
God damn
about
it.
this.
It's not ICP.
It's always ICP. Complete. Mic drop.
I know some EM physicists.
Check it out.
Those guys are jerks.
So, unfortunately, boy, I make a thingy bar. I make a flat spot. I punch a hole. I pulled out a rivet post, basically. Stuck that over the hole and riveted it on. And that's all one piece. The X-ray style knife. I'm gonna text.
Gun gave it to you.
X-ray gonna get you. I'm gonna text Lynn Ray and be like, I'm on your turf, baby.
Make a knife?
Oh yeah.
So I'll take it back to the shop and I'll sharpen it up. Yeah, those ones are already sharp, yeah. A knife. Knife. I take bar, I hit hammer, I make knife. C'est complete. No, yeah, so I made the blade, and then the blade is literally, I'm just flattening it with a hammer. Pulled out my tang, isolated a post right here for using as a rivet, and then punched a hole down here with the wall hook I made today because my actual drift didn't work. And then stuck it on, pushed it over the post I made, and riveted it on.
Look at his big snap.
Pretty cool. Thanks. Thank you. Wait, hold on. There's a crossbow over there. I gotta go see this.
It's got a really nice.
Can I?
bottom. You can hold it.
Yeah. I've always wanted to make one.
Will it forge one? That's
Tell you
hot.
what, I can lend it. I'll let you take the crossbow home with you.
What?
I got no problem. It's only for us. It's a demonstration, a showpiece.
Yeah.
I'll let you take it home, and I'll even let you, as long as you replace the pins, you can turn around and open and take a look how it works. The only catch I ask
Yeah.
is when you have it opened, reapply an epoxy in there.
Yeah. Yeah. This thing's gonna be the hard part to get off.
The
A
pin.
little pin. Is it glued down?
I don't know.
Yeah. I just want to see the pull
Just
on
as
it.
long as you don't turn around and fire it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love dry firing. Okay. That's not too bad, really. All right, man. Thank you. Yeah, when I take it apart, I'm gonna trace everything,
Yep.
and then I'll epoxy that. Cause yeah, everything's kind of coming a little loose. You got some gapping and stuff.
That's kind of what I'm worried about. I don't want to be trying to use it as a demonstration and have it all of a sudden blow apart on me.
The horse bows, is it the one with the tiny little bone?
It's sitting right over
All
here.
right, let me just go. Let's go for a ride. Yeah. I bring this crossbow.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to leave your sight.
No, I'm so excited about this thing. I've always wanted one, and I just was like, I'll put it on the docket for later. I'll come back to it.
An opportunity has shown up for helping repair one and be able to make a copy.
I love repairing. At the shop, I'm just like, I have a bucket where I'm just like, drop knives you need sharpened, things you need fixed.